On the Clips Podcast Show, we'll make you smile. Clips, 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 clips. Welcome to the Clips. Feel the fun never end. We'll dive into topics, make new best friends. So grab a seat, get ready to go. On the Clips Podcast Show, let's enjoy the flow. Ain't nobody messing with mine. We'll discuss the latest trends and news. Laugh and debate, leave you feeling amused. Oh yeah. Tim the man as your host will keep the energy high. Interviews and stories that will touch the sky. Let's talk. Let's talk.
All right. Well, y'all, well. I feel like we should talk about this tonight because let's just get it out the way. You know, it is a bunch of hocus pocus going on out here. And, I've been discussing this with everybody, but I thought maybe instead of getting everybody's opinion, everybody's view, and everybody's everything, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring up the actual Trump versus Kamala Harris tax plans, and we can review that side by side.
You know what? I knew it was something.
Let's do that. Let's try that on the side.
I hope somebody got a good tax plan because the way I just got taxed today, I still need my asthma pump.
56% of Americans say they pay too much in federal income tax, and only 22% believe they receive valuable services from those taxes. At the same time, 57% of Americans say reducing the budget deficit should be a top priority for the president and Congress.
We need to keep a very robust income tax system in order to pay for the spending that we want. An alternative to balancing the budget is cutting spending, but spending cuts would result in a lower standard of living by and large for many Americans.
Taxes are a big deal in the 2024 election cycle.
Some people have been referring to 2025 as Tax Armageddon or the Super Bowl of taxes. And that is when a bunch of provisions from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that was enacted in 2017 will be sunsetting.
If the 2017 tax cuts are allowed to expire after 2025, about 62% of taxpayers would see their tax bills go up. And that's because the TCJA provided tax cuts for the vast majority of taxpayers.
This means the 2024 elections will determine which political party will get to shape Americans' taxes for years to come.
Vice President Harris views the tax code as a tool to advance her economic and social goals. Trump's basic tax plan is to cut tax rates domestically and increase tariffs on products that are imported.
Here's what former President Trump's and Vice President Harris's tax plans would mean for your wallet.
Here we go, not an opinion.
The 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, or the TCJA, was one of the Trump administration's defining policies.
If it is allowed to expire, the vast majority of Americans would see their tax bills go up.
The average American saved on taxes as a result of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. But the saving was disproportionate. A middle-income taxpayer saved about $900 by 2025. Whereas the top 1% saved about $61,000, according to estimates from my shop, the Tax Policy Center.
For example, one of the things we did in that bill was we doubled the standard deduction. So today in America, only 9% of Americans itemize their deductions. That's an amazing thing. That's a record low. That was one of the greatest tax simplification measures.
On the campaign trail, Trump has put forth additional policy proposals he would pursue on top of extending the TCJA.
He's talked about exempting tip income from taxes entirely, and he's talked about exempting Social Security benefits from taxes.
To exempt Social Security from taxation would accelerate Medicare insolvency by 6 years and Social Security's insolvency by 1 year.
It's a pain point for seniors who are hit by that tax, and where Social Security is such a key issue during this election that it's easy to understand why he may have proposed that.
If Trump wins the 2024 election and is able to enact his plan into law, the average American's tax return will likely remain mostly unchanged since he plans to extend the 2017 TCJA. However, these tax cuts may lead to a significant increase in the federal deficit.
The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, from the start, was going to grow the federal debt. Congress budgeted itself $1.5 trillion of extra tax cuts. The Republicans pursued a strategy of borrow and spend, in effect. They understand that cutting taxes would increase the deficit. I think their theory is that cutting taxes pay for themselves eventually by spurring more economic growth. I don't think we saw that. I think very few people believe tax cuts pay for themselves, but tax cuts are immensely popular.
Everything we have to do should be oriented towards one thing: increasing the rate of economic growth of our country.
The Congressional Budget Office, or CBO, estimates an extension of the TCJA would cost the federal government more than $4.5 trillion over 10 years, including interest payments on the debt. That's about a $1.1 trillion increase from the CBO's projections in 2023.
It did cut taxes. It also stimulated new investment, a little bit more growth, which raises tax revenue elsewhere. But even accounting for those positive benefits, it still cut taxes, increased deficits, and ultimately increased debt.
Taxes support our spending. And in the long run, taxes and spending need to balance. In the short run, we can borrow to spend, but eventually we will need to repay that borrowing. The U.S. borrows a lot for its spending relative to other industrial countries. We tax relatively lightly, but spend comparably to other industrial countries. That leaves our deficit growing.
When we're borrowing that money, it tends to come from foreign investors, so the returns that we have to pay for borrowing that money go to foreigners rather than those returns going to Americans. So it does decrease income somewhat. It's not entirely clear how Harris would deal with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. The administration's budget this year noted that they would continue those policies for people making under $400,000. That's pretty much 98% of taxpayers. So in a way, you could say that Trump and Harris agree on the tax cuts for about 98% of the population.
I believe Vice President Harris wants to advance a care economy. That is, to provide for the help that Americans need for basic services. And those basic needs and resources include a living stipend, rental assistance, housing assistance.
Unfortunately, what Kamala Harris wants is not tax reform, it's tax deform. She wants to raise the tax rates, which is like a hurdle for the U.S. economy, and then she wants to create all these new loopholes. That just becomes, field day for tax accountants and lobbyists.
Like Trump, Harris has pledged to do away with federal income tax on tips. But one component of Harris's plan that differs from Trump's is increasing a partially refundable child tax credit.
The child tax credit was designed to help low to moderate income families. It's a benefit for people with kids.
Republicans and Democrats differ on some basic design issues for the child tax credit. Most notably, whether the credit will be refundable or not.
A refundable tax credit gives you the ability to get money back as a refund, even when you have no tax liability for the year. So it can be really beneficial to lower earners who wouldn't otherwise owe taxes.
So Republicans favor the tax credit, especially for middle class and higher income taxpayers, whereas Democrats favor the tax credit all the way up and down the income ladder. In 2017, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, the Republican bill doubled from $1,000 to $2,000 the child tax credit. And then later, as part of President Biden's American Rescue Plan, the child tax credit was increased even more and was made refundable. But Biden could not bring along any Republican votes. So basically, the Republicans favor more children tax credits, but the Democrats favor them even more.
Harris's plan also gives qualifying households with a newborn a $6,000 tax credit. Additionally, she proposed a tax credit worth up to $25,000 for some first-time homebuyers.
Many of the housing policies are designed to boost demand for housing rather than address the fundamental issue, which is supply constraints. Providing, tax credits for home buying, it sounds nice, but a lot of that will just funnel into the price of buying a home and ultimately not be effective in helping increase home ownership and increasing the housing supply. You have to look at the cost of housing, at regulations that are holding back building if you really want to address housing affordability.
Harris has put forth policies that will bring in revenue to offset the tax credits, mainly by taxing corporations and the wealthy at higher rates.
The campaign has said they would maintain a commitment to fiscal responsibility, and they've highlighted asking the wealthiest Americans and large corporations to pay their fair share.
Harris has also endorsed Biden's budget for 2025, which includes a 25% minimum tax on individuals with more than $100 million in wealth, based on a combination of their income and unrealized capital gains. Harris has also put forward a plan that includes a 28% tax on long-term capital gains for any household with an annual income of $1 million or more, which is lower than Biden's proposed 39.6% rate.
Vice President Harris in August proposed an increase of the corporate tax rate, would boost that up to 28%, up from 21%, which aligns with President Biden's fiscal year 2025 budget.
The through line, I think, is imposing higher taxes on businesses and entrepreneurs and the wealthy, and then using that to redistribute income toward other parts of the economy, whether that's families or home buyers. So really increasing the role and the scope of the federal government and using the tax code as a tool for doing that.
If Harris wins the 2024 election, the average American making under $400,000 would likely see their current tax rates maintained, along with the potential for additional benefits from expanded tax credits. Lower-income Americans might receive more benefits through refundable tax credits. It's unclear whether Harris's revenue raisers would be enough to offset the additional tax credits.
In August 2024, Vice President Harris unveiled a number of economic proposals. And that collection of proposals, the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget estimated that could increase the deficits by $1.7 trillion over a decade.
The Harris campaign did not provide comment to CNBC in time to participate in this report. Roughly 6 in 10 Americans say it bothers them a lot when corporations don't pay their fair share, and another 60% say the same about wealthy people. There is, however, a significant partisan divide, with 85% of Democrats and only 45% of Republicans supporting higher corporate taxes.
From the business side, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act created a new international tax regime. Much more sensible, actually, than the old one. The only problem, in my view, was that the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act set the corporate tax rates too low.
The corporate tax rate reduction was kind of one of the jewels of the 2017 tax cut. And we did this not because we love corporations, but because we love jobs and we want jobs located here in the United States. If you look at the situation before Trump was president, as Trump put it, was like we were putting a tariff on our own goods and services. And what country does something like that? So we took that top tax rate down from about 40% down to about 25% when you include the state and local taxes. And that put America back in the game.
Another complicating factor with Harris's proposal to increase the corporate tax rate back up to 28%. The TCJ lowered it from 35% to 21%, so it might sound like a 28% is just halfway back to where it used to be. But the TCJ also made significant changes to the corporate tax base. So the base is a lot broader now, meaning that when you raise the rate, you're actually doing more than just taking back half of the rate cut. You're going further than that because you're taxing a greater share of corporate income than was taxed before.
In direct comparison to Harris's plan, Trump has proposed lowering corporate tax rates further. The TCJA set them at 21%. Trump told Bloomberg Businessweek he hopes to drop rates as low as 15%. The Tax Foundation estimates that cut would reduce federal revenue by roughly $460 billion over 10 years.
Another policy he has talked about that harkens back to his first administration is imposing more tariffs, potentially a 10% or 20% universal tariff, plus a 60% tariff on everything we buy from China.
Trump's tariffs would only replace about 8% of the $34 trillion of federal income tax that the CBO expects to collect year after year. So tariffs cannot replace income taxes.
He wants to impose what is, in effect, a national sales tax on everyday products and basic necessities that we import from other countries. That will devastate Americans.
Tariffs have a similar burden as a sales tax. They apply to goods that we purchase from foreign businesses. They ultimately fall on consumers. But I think economically, it has a very similar burden to a sales tax.
Having worked with Trump on the tariff issue, he really does believe in reciprocity. He believes in kind of tit for tat. If you're going to hit us, we're going to hit you. And I've seen him use tariffs very effectively as a negotiating tool to get other countries to do things that are in America's interest. It's ironic that Kamala Harris is attacking Trump on tariffs.
President Biden chose to maintain many of Trump's tariffs and has also imposed new ones on targeted Chinese imports. But Trump implemented more wide-ranging tariffs, including on steel and aluminum from various countries. In the end, it won't just be up to the president to decide which policies are implemented.
The reality is that any type of tax changes would need to be approved by Congress. And so it will depend on which party controls both chambers as well as who controls the White House as to what we might see or not see happen after 2025.
Well. That was kind of heavy there. What y'all think about that? I thought, someone told me to do this because I feel like my people deserve to get a good perspective and view of this, opposed to somebody's opinion, what they think, who they going with. I wanted y'all to hear from from those with CPAs to political people to everybody to explain to you each party's taxation. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I owe it because so many people have been asking me about this all week. I said, you know what? I think I got the smartest people in the world on my podcast. So I think I can get the answers and we can bring it out. What y'all think? So my first question on this is, how, I'm just saying to the person that I'm talking to who want to speak first, how do you think, depending on each candidate you want to start with first, whatever, how do you think they will help our people, as far as blacks? I mean, we can start with blacks or you can go with whites or whatever you want. But I'm just saying, how do you think Kamala Harris is going to help our people? How do you think if Trump get in, he would help our people?
Oh, why don't we just start with the microcosm of Cleveland? For example.
I want to ask this question.
Because I don't know how much the median income in Wyoming is for a family of four.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I'm saying,
you get what I'm saying?
Hold on. You trying to change my question.
You tell us how the tax affects us. So I think from a democratic standpoint,
okay, go ahead.
The less money you make, the more advantageous democratic tax policies are to you. You get those child tax credits, and more than likely, there's going to be children involved in those scenarios. You're not making above that 20% tax bracket that usually people make. So you're bringing home more money. You're going to get the deductions. You're going to get the refunds. So the less money you make under a Democratic administration, the better off you are. Now, the more money you make for those people who live out Pepper Pike and Solon, who are making more than $250,000, $400,000 a year, then the more the Republican tax plan works for them, because they're going to be saving way more than $900. Like they said, it's going to be close to $61,000 and up. The problem is, where do those people who fall in the middle, who make between $65,000 and $115,000, they're the ones that pay the most taxes out of everybody in the United States. Right. So under a Democratic administration, you're more likely to see that $25,000 for first-time home buyer assistance. Mm-hmm. You're likely to see those child tax credits. You're likely to see less taxation on your gross income than you would if you were in the upper echelons of earning. However, again, it's the middle class, not the poor middle class, but the upwardly mobile, affluent middle class that makes twice what the average income household is in Cleveland or say Cuyahoga County, that's adversely affected by it. And that's crazy. There are no, like, especially in our age bracket, we don't have children to claim. So where's our money coming from? We already own houses.
Right.
So where are our benefits? I mean, it might work for you because you have a small business. You know what I'm saying? You can get those $50,000.
Yeah, I was gonna get to try to cover all the areas. So how would each candidate help you if you would like I said, I'm not here to tell nobody how to vote. And I've went over this several days with people, arguing on the phone, in person. I'm saying, so how if like say if you were a person to vote for Trump, how would his tax plan help you? You know,
It wouldn't.
Okay, so
I mean, depending on how much money you make, I don't want to count nobody's pockets on this show.
Exactly.
Because I know y'all probably got some money squirreled away. Y'all big time investors and all that. I ain't trying to count your pockets, but I'm just saying how much.
Smoking Tim up here. But they don't vote though. They don't vote.
But we keep
they got money
in
what's going on.
Hey, look, hey, Jazz, if you throwing punches, we gonna make sure you don't punch it. Just because we don't fight, no more don't mean we ain't gonna block that punch. Come on.
Y'all don't vote though.
Okay, Jazz, since you want to talk, how would each candidate you feel?
We ain't even about to go there because you already know how I feel. We had a whole argument.
No. Each person over here getting asked it. How do you feel like Kamala Harris will help you with her plan?
I'm going through. I had to go in more detail. I had to pull up everything on my computer.
Very good. So what you got?
Just like JT said, the housing plan does not help me.
Okay. Hold on. How does it not help you?
I'm already on home.
I'm
not trying.
But you become a first-time buyer after a year, right?
Yes. But I'm not buying another home no time soon.
But I mean, if you were, you know what I'm saying.
So smoke. You got some money for my down payment to go get me another house? Just let me know. Let me know if you got me. Let me know if you got me, Smoke, because you big dog.
I'm in the process of buying a new home, so that's where I'm.
Yeah, Smoke is actually.
I'm just saying, can I get some change?
Can
I get a little bit of change? I'm just saying. So I agree with JT on that.
Okay.
When it comes to child tax credit and family, okay, I owe them people some money. Now that may help me. Okay. But I owe them people some money. That I'm waiting on Let It Black for an installment plan for the federal tax. So I don't think that's gonna help me.
Okay.
That little bit it might help me about the help me lower.
Okay.
But I'm gonna owe them again next year.
Right.
But that ain't gonna help me. So let's just keep going down. Let's keep going down this list.
Now you looking at who's playing?
I'm looking at commas.
Okay, go ahead.
Commas, okay. Because Trump has no housing tax plan proposed. None at all whatsoever.
Yeah, because he's still going off to 2017. He's using
correct. Like I will say the child care and family, raising that tax credit per child that's to 6,000. Yeah, that will probably help me with my reductions, help me with some write-offs, right? That will help me with that. Housing, no. When it comes to business incentives, okay. That could help me if I wanted to have another business startup, right? Help me with my expenses. That can help me with that, right? If that's what I want to do, I want to jump back into that realm. Okay. But okay, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna skip environment, corporate taxes. Okay, we don't have to really speak on that.
Okay.
Let's see. When we look at Social Security, she has no tax plan when it comes to Social Security at all whatsoever. So that's not going to benefit. Unless we're keeping Trump's proposed tax plan, that's not going to benefit anything. Right. Like she doesn't have anything. But when we look at Trump's tax plan when it comes to Social Security, Trump has stated that he will actually be removing or reducing the amount of taxes for Social Security. So that will help. That will help people.
I didn't never think that people that have Social Security pay taxes anyway. They're not making enough money to pay taxes.
But they deduct taxes out of them, baby. You ain't never seen no check.
They're talking about when you're working. That's Social Security. Before you retire, start pulling those.
But exactly. So when you go and retire, so you know how you get your Social Security benefits, they tax that on your paycheck. But you a big baller shot caller. You ain't been working in a long time, big dog. So I'm sorry. Me, JT, and Monique been working. You know, we know you've been here with them trains. I'm just saying.
See, now you want to go there. See? Why you want to go there?
Go ahead, Chaz. You're doing good. Go ahead.
Okay, so now what I am kind of upset about is I'm tired of Trump trying to raise the price on toilet paper, paper towel. I'm tired. I'm tired. We just gonna let them people bring their stuff in on their boat
Mm-hmm.
and stop trying to tax so high because I'm tired of paying extra. I'm
Yeah,
tired of paying extra money for stuff that I need every day.
yeah, we doing that. I mean,
I'm tired of
stuff is
that.
up
I'm
now.
tired
I
of
mean, it's high now.
it's high as giraffe.
Right,
And
and that
baby,
ain't even under his
listen.
administration.
But that's all. Like it's high as giraffe. So I don't agree
Okay,
with Trump's
very good. Okay,
tax when it
good.
comes to that. But
Okay, that's
you
very
know,
good. That's
I don't
good.
have
Go ahead.
much to say.
What you got, Smoke? How do you feel? Depending on each candidate, how would they help our people? If you like I say, we're not here to tell nobody how to vote. So you who watching, don't think we telling you, but we just going over the stuff for ourselves. But go ahead, Smoke. What you got?
Personally, this is just my personal. As far as the black community goes,
Yeah.
and because of our income status and where we at, whatever they do normally don't really affect us anyway. It don't come down to us. Basically, it doesn't. Not talking about the higher middle class, JT. I'm talking about normal black people. It really don't affect us. I mean, it don't. Because whatever happens don't affect us. If they're talking about between 60 and 100 and some $1,000, we not there. So it don't really affect us at all. Now those that are in those tax brackets, but mainly the medium income for most black people's families, it
Mm-hmm.
don't affect it. It don't.
Well, I would say that there's more wealth proportionally the older you get due to savings, due to retirement funds, just due to the higher level of growth in your professional career versus when you were 20 or 30. So there is that income there that's twice what the average hourly wage is for a family of four, say in Cuyahoga County. However, we're just not entitled to everything that those people that are making $35,000, $40,000 a year are entitled to.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So even say, well, I have a problem, like the cost of groceries are just as high for us. They have programs where they can go get subsidies, or they can get free groceries, or they can get WIC if they have small children. You make too much money to receive any of that.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody on this panel trying to go down to the county and get some damn food stamps. It's not happening for us. You understand what I'm saying? So there is no soft landing for the upper middle class, particularly the black upper middle class.
Correct.
There just isn't.
I agree.
So I agree with you on that point.
Yeah.
But again, our needs are different than, say, a young family in their early 30s, late 20s with 4 kids than where we are now. Because, for all intents and purposes, the majority of the people on this panel got grown children.
Oh yeah. But I was one of those with 4 kids back in the day, 20 years old.
Of course.
One of those.
Yeah, I had 2 in my 20s, and that's it. But I knew I couldn't afford them. Shit, I could have kept it a buck. We ain't have them no more. Can't afford them. Too expensive. But yeah, man. So I think if you look at Trump's taxation history, he's been quoted. It's in those commercials. If you're rich as hell, I'm going to give you a tax cut. And that's what he does. He panders. He makes sure businesses are deregulated. They're undertaxed. So billionaires and millionaires keep more of their money. And specifically because he knows if he deregulates those businesses, give them those tax cuts, and they can do whatever the hell they want to do, they're going to make a shit ton of money. And they're going to donate to his PACs and his political causes. They're going to fund his hotels. They're going to fund his family businesses. And he wins. Even though he's not supposed to enrich himself from being the president of the United States. He did that. And when you tried the tariff routine for the farmers, what happened to the farmers? You ended up almost completely destroying the farm industry in the United States of America, and then had to give out, $40 billion in subsidies to the farmers just to keep the crops going in America? That's what tariffs do.
But
and
didn't want to give any of that to the black farmers, though. They didn't want to get none of that to the black farmers. We still had to fight for that.
But they barely gave them a piece of that.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
barely gave him a piece of that.
Yeah.
And now he's talking about because John Deere is talking about moving out of America. He said, I'm going to put a 200% tariff on John Deere. That don't hurt John Deere.
Nope.
They're not paying that. That's passed on us.
Why is he talking
So
about
you
moving
go buy a new John Deere tractor next year, you got to see how much you pay for it.
Why is he talking about moving that out of America, JT? John Deere.
It's probably cheaper to produce.
Yeah,
like America is not a manufacturing country anymore. We're moving to AI. We're moving it.
Yeah, and not only that,
they're looking at science, green jobs.
Okay.
It's not a manufacturing company anymore, as a country anymore. We don't.
Well, not only we can still manufacture. We don't produce as we did, but not only that, a lot of big corporations are looking at her taxation plan on them, and that's why they're talking about moving this stuff out of here. If her taxation plan goes in, as far as for the those big corporations, they like we move it out of here and pull our money.
But damn, they do. Damn, they don't, because Trump is going to tax them. So if they move out of the country, they'll manufacture the goods and then try to sell them back to America. What do you think Trump is going to do to punish them for leaving? He already told John Deere, "I will tax you 200% tariffs."
But if they all just start pulling out, it would hurt the country if they do it as a unit. Because they're talking about doing it as a unit. These big corporations and rich guys, they talk about pulling out as a unit. That'll hurt America. So that's why I said we have to be careful in that area as far as her plan, as far as taxing the rich like that. That will hurt and make these big corporations put out. Hey, Monique, what you got on this? You turn your mic on. How do you think these candidates can help our people according to their taxation plan? Like Kamala Harris versus Trump. How do you think it'll help you or anybody? How do you think? Give me your opinion. I like your opinion. Your opinion to be real strong.
I don't have an opinion.
Yes, you do. You always have one. You start off like that every time. I don't have one. Next you know, you turn into Machine Gun Kelly. You turn to Machine Gun Kelly as soon as you get started.
Listen, I don't have it for real. This was like see. Some told me not to come on today.
She was on time too.
Yeah, she was too. She was stage front, like I woke some of this.
She was ready today.
Listen, all I know is I woke up this morning and I received my nice little check. And I looked at the numbers and I was like, wait a minute. I'm used to having, a couple of grand in my bank account.
Okay.
And then today it was like, where my money go? And so, because I'm getting ready for the new tax season, I had to take myself off of the exemption that I usually get during the time where I get my big lump sum.
Okay.
So to see how much money they taxed me as a middle class earner, and I'm looking at both of their tax plans that they say is supposed to help middle class earners.
Okay.
Nothing that they're talking about helps me in the long run,
Neither one of them.
Neither one of them.
I told you about to go buy food stamps, Monique. You got 5,400. I got 5,400.
I was over here while the video was playing. I was reading it because hearing it and seeing
you
it
took your camera off.
ways for me. So I was reading it and I was like looking at both their tax plans and I was like, okay, Trump, this not helping me. Kamala, this not helping me. Y'all are talking about when it comes time to file. I make so much money that I owe when I file. So all of these tax cuts and exemptions that y'all are talking about still don't benefit.
Don't help you.
Little old me at all. First of all, I don't have no newborns. That 3,600 child tax credit, what y'all tax me and what y'all about to be taxing me for the next 3 months.
Yeah,
there's
don't even
not a
help.
single income check that or refund that's gonna replace that money.
Right.
That y'all about to hit me with.
But wait, like the commercial said, but wait, she's black. Ain't that enough reason?
Listen.
We found out that she
is shit.
You can be yellow.
That's what I wanted to do. Go ahead.
You can be yellow. You could be Marge Simpson out here. I don't care. All I know is, unless I see somebody saying down here, we're going to stop taking Social Security out of your check because you might not even live to see 65.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute, but Monique, did you actually look at the tax plan? I think it's her or him. They're trying to move it from 67 to 69. Make sure you did and you won't get it. Go ahead.
That's the Republican.
You gonna die the
I'm just
next
saying
day
one of
as
them.
soon as you
I was
retire.
reading, huh?
You gonna die the next day as soon as you retire. Can't even see
Yeah,
that money.
so yeah, it don't even matter. But go
You
ahead,
talking
Monique.
about getting rid
But
of
hold on, we got
income
smoke
tax on
here
Social
still, so we
Security.
got some. You know, we got smoke on the live tonight, so we got some hope.
You talking about getting rid of income tax on Social Security?
Right.
You didn't say anything about increasing Social Security.
Mm-mm.
I have a grandmother who's been working since she was like 14.
I think if you don't tax, I think if it don't get taxed, I think that increases it, don't it? Wouldn't that increase it?
They're removing it on the income tax. You know how when you go fill out your taxes, see, all these tax plans are dealing with you actually sitting down and filling out your taxes. They're not talking about your day-to-day. When I go look at my check, my grandmother's check is still going to be taxed. She just don't have to report it on her income taxes. That's it. You ain't got to report that you got Social Security on your income tax, but we still gonna tax you. Federally and statewide on your taxes. Nobody here is saying we should make, putting money into Medicare optional for you. Who's to say I'm going to live to see Medicare? That should be optional for me. You don't know what Jesus got planned for me down the main road.
It should be optional as long as you carry private insurance from your job or your own individually purchased health.
If you got medication,
you don't have families out here who haven't paid into the system, and then they don't have families that take care of them, and they end up in some bottom of the barrel ass nursing home someplace rotting away. So you at least want to have that coverage, some way, somehow.
I want a little leeway here, a little movement. I got a retirement. I had to withdraw from my 401k, and they taxed me for having to get a loan from my 401k because they taxed me so much that
your
the
own
bills
money
that I normally accumulate. So then on top of that, somewhere down the line, they decided to double tax me in the last couple of weeks. So I don't know. I get taxed on my salary, then I get taxed on my other income.
You know, your 401k is traded on the stock market as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're making money off your 401k.
Oh yeah, I know, because I invest into my 401k and I invest into my stock market as well. I got stock in my company on top of that, and I got stock into the company that's holding my 401k.
There you go. All right. Very smart. Yeah, there you go. Very smart, because that's what they're doing with your money. But go ahead.
So I've been crying all day.
That's what we're here for. We're here for you.
I've been crying all day because nowhere on these tax plans is anything helping little old working class single income earner me.
Wow.
So I don't have a big corporation and I don't get food stamps or Medicare. So I'm paying into a system that I don't benefit from. This is why none of these tax plans are benefiting me. Like JT said, my income, no matter how much I put into y'all's system, I can't go to Beverly at the Social Security office and say, Miss Beverly, I'm struggling paying rent, or I'm struggling paying for food this month. Miss Beverly told me the first time I thought I could do this because I thought anybody could be a part of this.
No, you make too much.
And if you're having issues with expenses, my suggestion would be looking to living in other areas. So basically, you're telling me I got to have less income, and I also have to live in a terrible neighborhood in order for me to get grocery assistance. But I put more money than
you're not gonna get it because you still make that type of money, and you still gonna owe them every year. That's the one thing I hate about making the type of money I make, because every year I go to file my taxes, like, damn, no refund. No, you owe us $3,000.
No, you owe us. Exactly. You owe us.
Yeah, I owe. But here's the crazy thing.
You've been taxed at the highest.
I can't claim my wife. I can't claim any of her kids. I can't claim my kids. So the only thing that I can legally, by law, is one exemption, which is me. And then I get penalized because I don't pay enough into taxes. But I can only legally claim one exemption.
You need to get you a dog.
Y'all rich, that's why.
I've been playing with the numbers, JT. Even with my two kids.
Y'all some rich black people. Y'all rich black people. That's why y'all got all these complaints.
Listen, I'm about to go and get a birth certificate made for my dog. JT got too many animals running around there. You better figure it out. Okay. When I find out how to do it, JT, I'm gonna hook you up.
Got one dog. These belong to her. These are her animals, and I don't want nothing to do with it.
But he got Jurassic Park over there, huh? He need to be fouling them jokers over there.
Listen.
Well, that leads me to my next question, Monique. So, according to each candidate's plan, what would you consider yourself because there's only two type of people that actually can function in this country. It's either you're a capitalist or you're a Marxist. Which one would you call yourself?
At this point, you're gonna have to throw me in with the Marxist people the way they treat me.
Like, do you understand what a Marxist is? A Marxist is a person who taxes you a lot. A capitalist is a person who, takes advantage of, they owning businesses and getting, like JT said, the capital gains and the depreciation, for the stuff you doing. You employ over 100 to 500 employees. So
I got what you said, but my answer still stands because I feel like if we're gonna tax people, listen, I think this is why I've been angry all day, and I don't mean to put nobody's business out there. I had a coworker who works with me who makes the same amount of money as me, but she lives in an income-based house. So during the time that it's time for her to recertify, she literally goes on a leave of absence at work for a week at a time so that when she goes to recertify, she can tell the people who she lives under, I only made this much money. So she doesn't get taxed as high as I do. She still gets all the benefits.
Wait a minute, you say a income tax based home? What is that? Could you explain that?
Income based home is where your rent is based on the type of income.
JT, turn your mic off.
Huh?
JT, turn the mic off. He walked away.
Sound like he over there cleaning up dog shit or something. I hear scraping.
Monique. Oh, he's blowing his nose.
Oh, what?
But what, Monique, go ahead. What were you saying now? What is the base?
Income-based housing is when your rent is based on how much income you bring.
Oh, okay. I just want the people to know what you.
So I don't qualify for income-based housing because based on my income, even if they were to let me into the door, I would pay twice as much as the average person in the neighborhood. So if you work at Waffle House or any of these or Walmart or anywhere and you're on an income-based housing, you get to live in neighborhoods like mine, but you don't have to pay as much. So that's why I don't move to certain neighborhoods, because if you tell me that you're equal opportunity housing that takes income-based systems, income-based certificates and things like that, and home vouchers, I will leave your leasing office, because there's no way that Samantha, Judy, Kyle, Patricia, Brenda, Lisa, Tawana, Duncan, DeAndre, any of them are going to be living in the same neighborhood as me, but I have to pay twice as much because I have a better job.
Monique.
Section 8. That ain't up for Section 8.
That's exactly. Yeah. You forgot Tia, Leah, and Kim.
Okay.
That's why I had to explain that.
Because income-based ain't, and I want to just specify this, income-based isn't just for people of color. So if anybody sees this and they're thinking, oh, she's talking about black people, no. I'm talking about Lisa, Becky, Tim, Karen.
Yeah, right. Because remember, we wasn't getting it first, no way. So,
exactly.
We weren't getting it first.
It only became a problem when we got it.
So, Smoke, what would you call yourself, a capitalist or a Marxist? According to their
I'm neither. I'm a meist. I'm a meist.
James, what would you call yourself, a capitalist or a Marxist? There's only two types of people in this country, and the only way you can operate.
Well, you know what? At this big age that I am, I choose to identify as a me. Cause listen here, I'm not a capitalist. We all know that for sure. But I don't. If I have to pick, I'll be a marksman. I can't say it right, but
Right.
I
You're
have to
Marxist.
pick. Shut up, Smoke. You know I can't.
JT, what you say? You're a capitalist or a Marxist? Got him, y'all. Got him. I got him.
Principal JT.
I mean, you don't, because the way you're using the terms is what kind of throwing me off. Jasmine is more of a capitalist than I am because she has her own little nail my job.
Right.
So you have a company, you have alternative means of income outside of what you do from a 9 to 5. So that makes you a capitalist.
I know,
A Marxist
but I don't want to
believes
identify.
in the working class and the
you mean?
spreading of wealth. The proletariat, the Marxists, that Leninist theology. They believe in no religion. They believe in if you're richer than me, you should give me some of your money. So no, I don't agree with that at all.
Now
But I
JT.
own a business here. I mean, so I make money so I can pay my bills, maybe enjoy some of the American dream. You know, go on a vacation, buy some clothes, buy nice things.
Well, JT, I agree with what you said about me, but don't tell everybody my business. But I'm just saying, I'm an equal opportunity. I'm an equal opportunity identifier.
Go on social media and see what you do, sis.
What I be chilling.
Okay. All I'm saying is you ain't no Marxist. You far from a Marxist.
I got the perfect tax plan, but nobody wants to listen to me.
I want to hear it. What you got?
Because y'all keep talking about. I feel like if Steve or Steve's dad worked and built his business.
Turn your camera back on. Who was Steve?
Just put a name on it, because put the name on it. Put the name on it.
Okay, gotcha.
If Steve and Tim built their business from the ground up, and over the next 40 to 50 years, it became a successful business.
Okay.
We should not be taxing them just because they figured out how to get to the American dream.
Hold on.
If anybody should be having to pay the higher tax,
okay,
it's Tawana, Kim, Lakeisha, John, Dwayne, Dwight, all of them who've been on Section 8 since I was 2 years old. Who've been in project housing paying $50 a month for rent. Anybody should have to suffer these taxes.
Smoke, you ain't gonna let them man see you, Smoke.
It needs to be them.
Okay, give me a reason why you said they should be the ones to pay.
Because they have benefited from taxpayers' dollars all of their life. Their grandma was on the system. Their mama was on the system. They on the system.
Okay, I got you.
Their kids gonna be on the system. We got generations of y'all taking my money, and I can't even get on the system.
Oh, got you.
You should have enough money saved by now.
Go ahead, Jay.
Monique, but what if they said, I feel how you feel. I don't feel like they should not be having to pay, but I feel like they should give them a little break one time for a couple of years.
They did get a break.
No, meaning they shouldn't get them large income taxes no more for about 5 years. Until they show what they've been doing.
No.
What's 24% of $30,000?
JT, leave me alone.
What's 25% of $30,000?
Hold on, JT. I can't. Hold on. Let me get my pen out. 0.25 of what?
Today. I don't gotta do math.
25% of $30,000.
Hold on, JT, because I can't do mental math. I work with numbers, but I got dyslexia when it comes to numbers.
I'll wait.
You gonna do what? You gonna wait?
I'll wait.
30,000. That's what you said.
Yeah. What's 25% of that?
$7,500.
$7,500. So on top of the $30,000 that they making, you gonna take? Would you say $7,500? You expect that to run the United States economy?
That's not what I
I'm saying,
said.
JT.
Well, we say this is what I'm gonna break it down to you. No, I'm gonna make it simple. I'm gonna make it simple and
So what
plain
you
for
saying?
you.
No tax rich.
No,
Let's
what I said was JT.
at the same
No,
tax.
that's
One
not
at a
me
time.
saying.
Hold on, because the mics is
No,
breaking
let
up.
me
One
finish.
at a
Let me
time. Go
finish
ahead,
so I can
Jazz.
break
Hold
it
on,
down
Moses.
because I was trying not to be rude today and not be mean. What I'm saying is
No, you
them
got a part in
them
your head.
$12,000 income tax check need to be cut in half that they be getting. They need to split that up. They don't need $12,000 to come back to them. And they've been working at McDonald's and knowing they could have made a way for 15 years. They done been on welfare. Their mama done been on welfare. Their
Oh,
children
I see
on
what you're
welfare.
saying.
That's what I'm saying.
You
They
said
need a
they should.
break.
So this
That's
the
what
same
They
conversation
need a
about
break.
the
I'm gonna do
Queen.
my own math,
We had
right?
the same conversation
But what I'm saying is,
about you guys get all that money from food stamps.
but hold on,
The
exactly.
same
But
conversation
me and you agreed though. We agreed with the food stamps with the girl.
on certain things.
No. I agreed that I would pay 5400 if she was selling them. That's what I agreed on.
We agreed on.
Um,
That's what I agreed on. That
as
and
long
I,
as
and
I
I
can
said,
fraud,
hold up.
it's
But
all
I
good.
also feel like that girl, when she had 7 kids,
Yeah.
and she was getting like 12,000 in
Oh,
food
yeah,
stamps.
yeah. Every month.
Okay, now this is what I'm saying. There needs to be a plan set in place for people who are receiving these benefits.
Okay.
Medical, dental, food stamps, all these large income tax checks. There needs to be a plan in place, set a contract signed that says you have this amount of time. You give them ample amount of time to get their
Yeah.
ish
Okay.
together.
Yeah.
And if it is not together, you are cut off.
Okay.
And for a 5-year period till you can get it together, meaning give these niggas a break and give them tax cuts to the middle class people. Because I'm tired of paying taxes and I'm tired of owing.
That goes for poor whites too, right?
Jasmine,
I want to make
you
sure we're
We
poor
talking
whites in
about
that.
all people. I'm not just talking about our skin. I'm talking
Okay.
about all people.
Because it seems like every time we get in these conversations, our folks seem the one that get the spotlight on them.
No, I'm talking about all people. I'm not talking about no black.
Conversation by saying I'm not talking about black people.
She already said it's Kenneth and
I'm
Cody.
not talking about people of color. I said every race because
everyone.
Race.
But then you gave the analogy of the people that own the business, and you said leave Tim and Johnny alone and go after Taquana and Lisa. And
yes, because Taquana and Lisa been having kids.
What is your name?
No, Taquana and Lisa got 8 kids. No, Monique, I got you. No. Be quiet, y'all.
You're not.
Listen, Taquana and Lisa have 8 kids. After every kid turns 13, Taquana and Lisa has another baby. So that means they still get to stay on food stamps. They still get to keep the medical benefits.
Yes, you basically saying that there should be a time period in a revisation of that. Those people that's on the.
And what they've been doing, because they got to show that they're trying to getting.
Okay, I got you.
The only thing about this, it was set in the beginning period that you need to show that you're trying to increase your income. That's what they need to put on that. They need to put a placeholder on there. You need to show that you're trying to improve your life. This is a stepping stone. This is not for you to live off this forever. We can see if you get old and crap, and now you broke down. You're going to the hospital. You got soldier surgery, lifting 350. You know all of that.
Because
maybe you can go back and reapply. But if you between a certain living working age, your tail need to get up and get it together.
And let me just say this: because of those people, elderly people have the hardest time finding income-based housing because there's a low there isn't enough housing for people who are 65 and older. That's what that housing should be. They shouldn't have to be forced to go to no retirement home or no nursing home that they can barely afford. But I just want to bring something back to this. This is why I was saying what I was saying, JT, right? When you brought up the 30,000, I'm over here running numbers. Hi, I'm on my laptop. I was doing homework, but it's okay. I can switch over for a little bit. The average earner who makes 30,000, most of them are in those income-based houses that I'm talking about. So if we take their income and break it down based on what I'm looking at, the metric should be for low-income earners. Most of them are paying anywhere between $50 to $100 a month on rent. So that brings them down. After paying rent for an entire year, they still got a little over $28,000 in just income. Then, because they get those subsidies, they also get an energy substance. So that means that they also get to save money on paying their light bill because they have food stamps, because they automatically qualify for food stamps and Medicare. The amount of money that me and Jazz spend weekly or monthly on income for our on food for our children. That's not coming out of their 29,000. But out of my good 75,000, you're gonna count my $1,600 rent. You're gonna count my car note. You're gonna count my housing insurance. You're gonna count the fact that I have to pay for energy. I don't get low income internet. I don't get any of that. There's even a subsidy program for low income earners who get free internet. So that's what I'm saying. Their money is still, they still, even if we're taking out 7,000, they still got 21 to play with. I don't get to go on trips to Dubai.
It breaks down to exactly $538 a week. You can raise a family of 4 on $538 a week.
If I'm paying,
even though you getting these breaks,
if I'm paying $50 to $100 a month.
But everybody is not in Section 8 or income-based housing. They're not.
Right.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ones who are on income-based and Section 8 housing. Those are the only ones I'm talking about.
Okay, listen. You know what's pissing me off right here? This is what really pissing me off. Because my black family that y'all are younger, y'all have no idea of what really happened to us. Do you know that back in the 1940s, they gave white people houses and you couldn't get none? Do you know they started giving them welfare in the 1930s and you couldn't get none? So now you coming up here today saying, oh, well, we should all be the same. The reason why we don't have wealth is because they made sure we never would get it. And they still doing it today. So stop talking to me about all that bullshit. You know, learn your damn history and find out why we in the struggles and the problems that we are facing today. They took care of themselves. They gave them everything. And as soon as they gave it to us, it became a motherfucking problem. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, get it out. Get
no,
it
ain't
out.
nobody saying you ain't gotta say you're sorry. We understand what you're saying. Smoke, I don't disagree with you.
None of what he just said matters to me. So keep going. None of what you just said makes a world of difference.
I know because right now you are already Caucasianized.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that.
You're already Caucasianized.
But Smoke, that's not.
The reason why we don't have no wealth is by design.
Why y'all keep making it about
race? It's always going to be that way. It's going to be that way forever.
Why are y'all making it about race? Low income earners
are. It ain't got to do with race. What they got to do is what happens. The scales were never balanced. The scales are never balanced, Monique. They're never balanced.
Are not white people.
Hold on.
The scales are never, and they never will be balanced.
What I'm saying is what Smoke is talking about weighs nothing on what I'm saying, because low income earners nowadays, when I go to Walmart, when I go to McDonald's, I don't see too many of us no more.
Okay, the low income earners in the 1940s that they gave houses to are the families that got $1 million homes now.
Sweetheart.
Stupid.
Sweetheart. I don't know what you talking about, because you still in your stone age. We passed this. We in 2024 right now.
Man, Monique, don't get me. Don't let me go there.
You're comparing oranges to apples. That's not what I'm saying.
Don't let me go there.
Can we just go to the next question?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cut out because you yelling at me. I'm gonna sit right here.
Hold on. Don't let me go there.
And no bearing on what I'm saying.
All right, well, let me hold on. I get what Smoke's saying, and I see what Monique is talking about as well. Like you said, that's two different. Y'all talking about two different things. I know what Monique is talking about and Jazz is talking about as far as in 2024, and I know what Smoke is talking about from the 1940s to the 50s, always to the 60s. I get that, and I know exactly what y'all talking about.
And that's where the problem comes with generational wealth. That's why we don't have wealth to this day.
Yeah, there's a bottleneck in what happened. Because we did have generational wealth at one time. We as black people did have it.
Yeah, we got bombed and killed, right?
Yeah, and that's
why we don't have it now.
Right, and that's for another show. You're absolutely right. That was one of the reasons. But in today's time, 2024, what they talking about, you know what? I agree with y'all on some of the fact that they do need to revise that system. But like Jazz was saying, cut people off for a certain time. Because I don't think you needed that long. I think you only needed, like she said, until you get to a certain point, and then you should be on your feet by a certain time.
Because they have programs. They actually have programs sometimes that they require certain individuals, just like they have that fatherhood initiative program, right? Here in the city of here in our city of Cleveland, that fatherhood initiative program is to help fathers become better fathers, to be able to. They give them mentorship. They teach them about finances. They teach them how to just be able to engage with society, and it's a lot. What I'm saying is this. Smoke, I agree with you. Monique, I agree with you. Smoke is speaking about history. We understand history. We understand it. We know our history.
Because Smoke thinks he's the only one because he was born in the 30s that we don't know what happened in the 40s, the 50s, or the 60s. I wasn't taught my history just because I what did you call it? I live in a white household. What did you call it? I live in a Caucasian household. I want to make sure I quote you right. I want to make sure I'm quoting you right because I don't like to misquote people. But I think he's misunderstanding.
Don't even try to quote. Don't try to quote.
I don't care. You want to be disrespectful? The disrespect is coming.
Don't try to quote.
I don't think that he understands that just because people do what they do in their personal life, they don't know their history.
Right.
Like I don't come from a family of farmers who still own all of their land and their property and still have and maintain their wealth. He's gonna act like I don't come from that. Like I didn't have. Like I don't have uncles or grandfathers or great uncles that didn't fight in the same wars that he was in. So I don't know what he's talking about. I can't speak on somebody that does not know.
Well, I mean, like I said, both of y'all got relevant points, and I just think y'all missing it at a certain point. But that's fine. Y'all ain't got to agree. Y'all could agree to disagree on those areas. I mean, Monique, you got a very valid point. Smoke got a valid point because he's coming from a history, and he like the struggle from the beginning. Y'all dealing with 2024 at the end, and y'all saying things need to be changed and revised, which I agree with y'all, and I agree with Smoke too. But here, I'm gonna get to this next question. So where do you see us as far as the United States? Because we ain't gonna make it black or white. Because people go, where do you see the United States in the next 5 years under the new presidency, whoever it may be? Where do you see us?
I pass. I'm out of that question. It ain't even funny.
What do you see us in the next 5 years? I mean, it's something that actually talk about, because this thing go down when what? Next Tuesday? Next Monday?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. So
let's just look at strictly facts. Let's take the emotion out of it for a second.
There you go.
Everybody said when Biden came in and Trump trying to spin the narrative like this is the worst economy ever. All these immigrants are spilling into the country. They eating dogs, cats, raping and pillaging and killing everything. It's a fucking lie. All right, that's number one. The Dow Jones has doubled. America's economy is the best in the world right now, current. Right now.
I don't know about that.
Double.
I don't know about that, JT. I could argue that, but we ain't gonna do that. But go ahead.
On CNBC, you can pull it up on the computer. You can do whatever you want to do. That's a fact. They said in 4 years under Joe Biden, it wasn't going to happen. Trump claims the best economy that's ever existed in the 21st century, even though he inherited that shit from Barack Obama. I'm not saying Trump's going to come in here and double it again, and we're going to have a thriving economy in 4 years. We got to see how these tax plans that we've been discussing play out. We got to see how they get funded. Regardless of who's elected, they're going to put the budget in a deficit. Mm-hmm. But just strict now, depends on how much of a hit you want to take. Do you want to take a $5.8 billion deficit at the end of 4 years through Trump, or do you want to take a $2.5 billion deficit through Ayers? You pick your poison. I don't really give a shit what you choose or what you want. That is your business between you and the ballot box. I know what I'm going for. I'm going to take the lesser of two evils, but do not think that this woman is going to give you all these tax cuts that she's talking about and have a way to fund it, particularly if one of the houses of government, the Senate of the Congress, is controlled by Republicans. Not the fucking happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Hey, Smoke, you know the old saying, do you want it now or do you want it later?
That's right.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Because, I mean, she talking about helping it, what she gonna do. Yeah, you know what? I can give you this now, but later on, I'm gonna pop your kids for this one.
No grandkids go for this shit. Either way.
That's right.
So pick your poison.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It may get gooder later, but you're gonna get taxed. Don't think that either one of these candidates are gonna come in here and make life any easier. No black ass.
What you think, Smoke? In the next 5 years, where you see it?
You know where I'm at. That's already predestined. So
yeah, that's true. You already know. I mean, I gotta ask because you're on the panel, so I can't. Jazz done ran on me. Jazz don't want no smoke.
I don't have time because Smoke talking crazy. And I don't disrespect old people, but he's talking cash crazy. That's. You was talking cash. Say you was talking cash crazy.
Yeah, I'm talking straight up. I was talking
calling people stupid and stuff.
I said that.
Did she hang up?
I said that.
Did she hang up?
She might have went off.
It didn't sound like you said that.
Yeah, I said that's stupid. I said you talking about? I said no, that's stupid.
We ain't hit that.
But we on the panel not to disrespect each other.
I don't insult people. I don't do that, especially females. I don't do that.
Yeah, we just we talking as grown people and we know how to handle ourselves.
I talk to y'all every week,
right?
And we friends. Why would I do that?
It just didn't come off that way.
Yeah, I said that's stupid.
Well, even if you did,
I just feel like
there she go.
Don't do me. I just
sorry, Monique. Did I knock you off?
Oh no, my phone died, so I had to come on my laptop.
Oh, okay. I thought I did. But okay, yeah.
I just
wait a minute. Hold up, Monique. First, let me say this because Jazz said that I said that you were stupid. I didn't say that you were stupid. I said that. I said what you're talking about. I said that's stupid.
I'm sorry. What? I can't hear you. Hold on.
Well, the baby wants some
milk.
Get
the fuck out of you. Stop playing.
Hey, you still got the mic on.
I'm sorry, y'all. I thought
you bet not. You still got the mic on. You nuts.
Listen.
Oh my goodness.
Jazz said that it sounded like I said that you were stupid. No, I didn't say that. I said that's stupid what you was talking about. I didn't call you stupid. I would never disrespect anybody on it. So I didn't do that. I didn't do that. If it sounded like that, I apologize. But that's not what I said. I said that was stupid.
you don't have to apologize for your emotions, Smoke. Like I told you, what you were saying played no bearing on me. I didn't care what you were talking about.
Yeah, she did say that.
I just wanted to make sure. I mean, I just wanted to make sure that me being the person that I am, I'm not that type person. Yeah. And I just wanted
you said it. You said it.
I never disrespect you.
All right. So, with that being said, apology went out. He said he didn't say it. It's been. But Monique, where you see us in 5 years?
Still having these same dumb debates and arguments about.
No. Where do you see the country? No, not the podcast. What do you see the country?
I'm talking about the country. The company.
Oh, okay.
The country.
What did you say?
Whatever you want to call it. I'm talking about that.
What did you say? Say it again. I didn't hear you.
Still having these same dumb arguments and debates because until you're on that in that political arena, what you talking about and them emotions that you spew and still don't have any bearing on how today or tomorrow works.
That's true. Yeah, it's only two type of like I said, I stick to it. There's only two type of people in this country that can function, and there's only two ways you can function in this country as a Black American, Mexican American, whatever you call yourself, either as a Marxist or a capitalist. So I mean, ain't no way around it because you got to function some kind of way in this country. You can't function like, oh, I'm a neutralist. I mean, that don't even make you. You can't do it. Not you, Jazz. I wasn't talking to you. I'm just saying.
I identify.
People are trying to fall out of it. Like, I'm a neutralist. No, you can't do it.
JT gonna throw me out there. They say, shut up, Jazz.
You gotta function some kind of way. So I mean, yeah. So Jazz, is you gonna opt out of answering this one? You're such a good answer. I need you to answer. What do you see the country in 5 years?
Well, I honestly feel 50-50. I feel like we're going to have a lot of disappointment. And I'm gonna say this. I think I said this, Monique, the other day. I'm tired of hearing about what individuals want to do and what they like and what they agree on, right?
Okay.
What they like. When I say what they like is when they're like, "Oh, I'm for abortion. I'm against abortion." That don't help my vote for you. You just telling me what you like and dislike. That ain't gonna do nothing for me, baby. That law gonna get passed. It's gonna get whatever laws that's gonna get passed. Don't have nothing to do with Kamala. Whatever law she tried to go and pass, if we don't have the House, just like the video said, it's not gonna work out, right? So I think the next 5 years is gonna have a lot of great moments and a lot of disappointments of what people are thinking, because they think a lot of people who are unaware, who are ignorant to how the government works, they didn't pay attention to social studies, they didn't pay attention in government class. They're gonna have to understand that just because
you know,
they didn't pay attention. So it does matter who we vote for, yes, because we don't want a dictator. We don't want T Daddy. But a lot of those things that she wants to pass and that she wants to do, it has to go through the House. Like, she has no say so. And that, I know we call presidents can veto all that jazz you learn, but I think when it really comes down to it, we're talking about likes and dislikes, biases and things like that. I don't know until we see if those things get passed in Congress. We don't.
So I'm just asking the question because I don't know this, so don't nobody kill the man. Who has the House right now? Is it the Republicans or the
Republicans?
Republicans.
So the Republicans have the House right now, right?
The majority in the Senate. Republicans control the House of Representatives.
Okay, so right now, if Trump go in, and I'm just talking, y'all, don't jump on me. Monique, don't jump on me from North Carolina. Hey, if Trump go in right now, he going in on the good side, then, right? With his people, right?
No, the election is next week, and it's a good chance that the Democrats can take the House next week.
Okay. Why is that? I'm just asking.
Because there's a lot of highly contested races, and right now the Democrats are polling ahead. The real battle is going to be in Congress. I think Arizona Senate race, Texas Senate race, and Ohio are the big three. I think we have like maybe a 1-vote majority in the Senate. So those races will determine the Senate. But right now it's looking Democrats. Like 1 vote.
Okay, so I'm just telling you.
They got 1 vote plus the vice president.
Okay.
As a tiebreaker.
Okay, yes. All right. I just want to make sure, like, who goes in, who goes in with, majority power, be able to control and take right off.
We'll find out next week.
Yeah, man. Woo! Boy, I tell you, this is gonna be a bunch of butt hurt people, boy, right here. Come next Tuesday. It's gonna be some butt hurt people. Woo, wait.
I won't know till the next day. So
yeah, you're right. I'll be knocked out asleep. I'll be sitting asleep talking to the Most High while y'all vote. Now, I'll be talking to him like, "Hey, so which way we go? Which way did Noah's Ark go?" You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking. But look, my last question is this. So after all the stuff that we just talked about, who do y'all think has the better plan? I know we almost just
we already answered that. We already answered that within the first question.
Yeah, we kind of did, but I brung it out again because things could change based on the conversation. Somebody could actually change, so I thought I'd ask it again at the end because somebody like, you know what?
It don't matter how many times we don't have these conversations. The people are set on what they think, feel, and want.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true. Because people, like you said, JT, we take the emotion out of it, because a lot of people do this stuff with a lot of emotion based on, because everybody's life is different. Everybody's financial situation is different. So that's why I say I don't get on here saying telling people who to vote for, but I will say you have to pick these stuff according to your life and your finance and where you're at. You can't go according to what somebody else say. You got to go according to where you're at and what'll benefit you and your family. Me personally, I mean, Smoke know this. I wish we would come out of this stuff. The Bible tells us to come out of this and come into our own and do this stuff. I believe. Look, this is just my opinion, Monique, because I think you're a very smart woman in the world. I believe JT one of the smart dudes. I believe we got enough smart people on the earth that's black that we could come into our own and we could build our own nation. I believe we could. But I know people will jump on me about that, but I think we could. But go ahead.
Louis Farrakhan been trying to do it for years.
What's that, Mona?
You can go join that Nation of Islam if you want to go be a part of that. Louis Farrakhan been doing it for years. He been having you write them cursive letters for as long as I've been alive.
Baby.
Okay. Okay. You want to go build your own, you know?
I ain't the only one building their own, but I'm just saying, I'm saying we as a people, we could. I believe that we got enough smart people to do it. That's just my opinion, but I was just talking out loud.
We do have
African Americans are not a monolith, and that's the misconception. I think even within our own community. I mean, you think about the different religious backgrounds we have here represented on the podcast. You think about the organization that we belong to, the line of work that we've all committed to throughout our lives. We're not a monolith, so it's hard to bring together somebody under one banner with different religions who have different economic goals or different economic beliefs, maybe even different moral beliefs about child rearing, about how we spend money, all that. Like, it's next to impossible because we've, for the past 400 years, been disenfranchised and taught to hate each other.
Well, that's
right.
Well, I can say this: the reason why we have so many different religions is because that was strategically done. Because if you actually go prior to slavery and coming here, what faith? And I'm just talking about what faith were we following before we even got here?
Who said? Oh Jesus! Let me get off this. I ain't gonna say it.
I'm just saying that to say we didn't have all these different faiths before we got here. We got all this once we got here. But I'm saying, as a people coming together before we even got here, we were doing one thing together.
Why y'all keep saying that?
What you mean? Because we got the history, we got the proof, Monique. That's why.
What was your history like? Why y'all limit us to 400 years ago? Like, oh, before we got here.
That's when we got here.
If you go on every single continent, are you trying to tell me?
Go ahead.
Maybe my history books are wrong. I don't just read the history books that were assigned to me in school, so I'm sorry. I like to learn a lot.
Go ahead. That's all right, Monique. So think it's a stupid question. Go ahead.
No, it's not stupid. I just want to know, like. And this is for y'all Bible scholars, because I'm not too well. I got my Bible here, Tim. I got my Bible here.
Very good, girl. I love that. There you go. That's right.
Didn't the Bible say that we spread it out years ago? The Bible said we spread it out way before the slave trade happened, right? Mm-hmm. Only a certain tribe got split up, right?
That's right.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure of that, because y'all keep talking about we got here. Who's to say that me and you came from the same ancestral tribe? How you know my people ain't been over here this whole time? And a few of y'all got off the boat.
Okay. And you want me to answer? Did you want me to answer that, or you? I was just waiting for you to finish.
I'm done. I be wanting to know that, because I don't like being limited to just 400 years ago.
JT he answered that for you. If you listen to him, he said that's because
he came here 400 years ago. That's what he said.
Right. He said because we came. But to answer your question about how do I know if we came from the same tribe? There were 12 tribes that we could have came from, but we all were the same people.
I got that.
No, and we did, absolutely. You're right. We did get here at different times, based on slavery, based on colonization, based on those things. So yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And you know what? The greatest thing about this whole conversation is you had your Bible in your hand, and girl, you answered that stuff good. Very good.
Oh, see, I keep my Bible when I come with you and smoke, because I'm stupid.
Because what they say in Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 28.
The verse and the chapter, because again, I ain't no Hebrew Israelite. I don't read it all day, but when I be feeling some type of way, I pray for discernment, and I ask God, where should I go to learn what I have questions about? And I might wake up and he might say, turn to this, and I might look at it, and there go my question. There go my answer right there. So, I keep my Bible for y'all. Call me stupid, call me whatever.
No, don't do that.
But I like to keep my Bible. I have a whole library of books on my bookshelf from all over the globe. I'm trying to learn different languages. I was teaching myself Swahili a little bit. I know how to speak a little bit of Spanish. I like to be well versed. I was trying to learn Arabic, but I can't quite get. I can't quite get it.
Right,
I'm trying. I would love to be well versed in every language. We got artifacts. We got artifacts hitting all over the world. I just want to know what applies to me. That was
right. And to answer your question, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You read. I can tell you've been reading a little bit, so that's very good. Yeah, that's very good. So that's why we ain't gonna go in depth in it. Because everybody don't necessarily follow what Being Smoke follow or what Jazz follow or what JT follow, but we can dialect and share some things. But that's absolutely good. So, I mean, to me personally, like I say, I thought I should bring this out because people have been coming to me in the in the shop asking me questions, and people get mad because I won't answer. I said, you know what? I'm gonna take this on the podcast tonight. And then when I do answer, they don't like what I say. But you asked me to answer. Oh, I bet you ain't read Trump's 2025 tax plan. Then I break it down. They go, okay, you did read it. So who you voting for? I said, I don't vote. Oh, that don't make sense. I said, I ain't vote for Kamala neither. And then they get upset. So I go, hey, and leave it like that. So I said, I got some smart people I know that can give y'all some answers. Tune in to Cliff's podcast. You'll get the answers from these people when you come on here. Because Monique is smart, Jazz is smart, JT smart, Smoke is smart. So I knew they will get the answers that we were looking for. So anybody that tuned in, you got the answers. But go ahead. Did anybody got anything they want to say before we tune in?
Did you get the answer?
What you say, JT?
Did you get the answer? Did you find what you were looking for, Cliff's podcast audience? Did we invite your answer? Did we do that this week?
Y'all got the answer. I told
you
don't get it. I told you was gonna get the answer. You was looking for
you got an answer too. Here's the answer. Don't ask questions, stupid. Man, I'm just kidding.
Hey, JT, I think what you just said, that's on the ballot. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No.
Might be.
Then they gonna come. Tim said this was on the ballot. It wasn't even on there. I thought you knew everything. You always talking.
I'm looking for stupid over here. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God.
Is there anything anybody want to say?
We found a lot of ignorance, but I wouldn't say we found too much stupid, but a lot of ignorance.
Shots fired. Pow, pow, pow.
You know what? It wasn't with I'ma just look. You voted today, JT.
Oh, look at him.
Damn.
It's only 3 of us.
No vote.
Hey, look, JT, flip that around. That say "Make America Great Again" on the backside.
Does it? I don't think it does. Here's my fucking thought. If I'm going to shut up, and this is all I say. To me, this was not an election. The economics of the election was not my priority. Defeating a narcissist, a racist, a misogynist, somebody who I doesn't think has my best interest, my black son's best interest at heart, people of America at heart, his own generals. Not one Republican vice president or president came and spoke to this man's defense. His entire inner circle turned against him. You have Republicans for the first time in my life actively campaigning against somebody in their own party. You had his past generals talking about how much of a fascist he was and how much of a danger he was to democracy. His own people.
JT.
His own people.
Let me take this, JT. Taking the page out of Jazz's book here. Kamala Harris had Megan Thee Stallion come on her behalf.
Don't do that.
And-
Don't do that. Do not do that. We went that already.
And I love how when I'm on a plane like this, just speaking my political truth and what this election means to me, how we bring it back to Megan Thee Stallion. That was not a part of the discourse.
What I'm
I can give a damn.
So
Donald Trump had opinion off. Are we talking about that?
No, but we dug Obama up, though. We dug
the comedian just said Puerto Rico was an island full of garbage in the middle of the Atlantic. Are we
you got to feed into that, though. You got to feed into that to even take that joke. But what I'm saying, I mean, you went and dug Obama up to come on your behalf.
Dug Obama, most Democratic politician, century, and this.
Don't nobody want to hear from him.
Threatened me.
Huh?
He threatened us. He said,
nobody want to hear from him. You're going to go get your butt about the bed and come and try to tell somebody you need to vote.
Wait. You said Obama threatened us?
Yeah, when he went on his thing. It was a nice if you don't go vote, this is your future. But yeah, he pretty much was like, y'all better go and do what y'all need to do. Like,
now where did he come from to even say that?
You know? Because last time I checked, he was in the
United States of America, a 2-term Democratic president at that.
The dude, they don't heard you since you left and went to your gated community. Anybody heard from him?
We heard from him twice.
When?
We did. We heard from him twice.
Well, who heard from this dude? Now he want to come and give somebody a speech.
We did. We heard from him.
Wow. Oh my God.
Hey, the last time we heard from him, he was signing in the 2008 same-sex marriage in the.
Oh my God. All you niggas are undercover Republicans, and I'm not coming on this fucking podcast anymore. You fucking undercover.
Calm down. Nobody care you getting all emotional.
He's Republican. All y'all are Republicans.
What?
In disguise. Get it into your discourse.
How we gonna be Republicans? Because you said
y'all some undercover Republicans. Y'all speak bad to wrong people constantly. I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked.
What are you though? But what are you?
Independent. Who has Democratic leanings.
You a what?
Registered independent. Democratic leanings.
Wait a minute, hold on. Nobody care what you are. How you gonna tell us what we are?
You just asked.
How you gonna tell us what we are? You gonna tell us what we are?
Look, I swear I thought this was a good night for JT. He didn't act up or nothing, and Tim got him acting up.
Yeah.
I was like, it's about to be a good. And JT had a good time. Look at Tim.
Jazz, I was gonna wait till the end of the night to tell him I was proud of him because JT been composed all day. And Tim want to bring it up.
No, I ain't none of this stuff. But if
I don't identify or Democrat.
You heard what I told you. I don't like to identify.
Oh,
I'm independent.
You and them they there.
Sure.
What?
I am independent. Don't try to come for me on some homo shit, Monique. Don't play me like that. Well, don't question me.
Y'all messing with JT. He did good all day.
JT, I'm not that. It ain't even been me and you today, JT. It's been me and Smoke all panel.
Y'all,
it ain't even been me and you.
Y'all ain't gonna raise my pressure. Y'all ain't raising my pressure this evening.
Ain't nobody asked you that.
When he clearly just asked me, so what are you? I answered, damn, I'm that.
Y'all can have all this stuff. It don't make me no different. I don't know who you identify.
You know what?
All I know is, hey, look, all I know is it's all going down. I know that much.
I just want
How do you know that? Nostranigrous. How do you know it's all going?
Hey,
let me see your question.
Hold on, you asked the question. If you ask the question, I'm gonna answer. You want the answer? Do you want the answer?
I don't really know.
No.
I don't really.
No, don't ask the question and then answer it too. That's not a conversation. Do you want the answer?
You gonna put out your chicken bones?
No.
Look like
you want,
years.
That's when y'all know a person don't really want the answer. They're gonna try to keep talking. He don't want the answer. He gonna ask a question, but he don't want the answer. You ask the question.
You're right. You're right. You absolutely right. I don't want the answer.
There you go. So that's all you gotta do. Is be a man and say you don't want the answer. So anybody
I just said hello, is this thing on? Hello? Clearly say what I want.
Hey, do anybody else got anything to say? Because this dude, his mouth is just going continuously and blowing up the mic. Anybody got anything else to say before we sign off?
Oh, you're talking. Answer your question.
Man. Anybody got anything else to say before we sign off? He going crazy. He might blow that vein in the front of his head if we keep going.
You right.
don't want to blow that vein.
My God.
Smoke, you got anything you want to say before we go, baby?
No, other than I'll be watching y'all next week.
They watching them next week, guys.
I'll be watching y'all next week. I won't be on, but I'll be watching.
Oh, that's right.
I'll try to be.
You're gonna be we're gonna have to send our prayers out, make sure everything for you go.
Yeah, make sure I get on the surgery.
Yeah. Your surgery
he want to have heart surgery, Jazz, but he trying to tell y'all that it's his rotator cuff.
For that heart surgery.
Heart surgery.
Girl, could you see how he was getting about? Because you know.
Because you don't know. Look at this bullshit. Okay. You know what pisses me off?
Because you don't know your people.
Because you don't know your damn history.
Because we got the wealth. We didn't get the wealth. You see?
Since the 1940s, they took it from us.
Just calm down, Big Smoke. We ain't talking about back then. We talking about right now.
Look, Jazz, I got my candles burning in my Bible here. I'm protected by the Holy Spirit, okay?
By the grace of God.
You will not. By the blood of Jesus. You will not.
I rebuke that spirit that was upon him in the name of Jesus. Let God be with you. Smoke. We gonna pray for you, big dog. You have a fast recovery, and that he healed that heart and that anger. Because you know, it was like a vein. It was just here.
At your big age, Smoke, you can't be stressing like that, okay? That is a heart attack or a stroke. You can't be doing stuff like that. You're supposed to remain calm at all times. You know, you got heart problems, some sugar diabetes and stuff. Remain calm, Smoke. Inhale, exhale.
Y'all crazy. Y'all jumping on Smoke like that, man.
I'm just saying, Smoke. Our history classes was a little different, but you know, in one of my classes, you had to learn how to debate, and they always said the one who's loudest or the angriest is the one that gets heard the least. The one who's calmest seems like they make the most sense. I could be lying, but because I'm more calm than you are, people are gonna believe me. If we get pulled over by the police right now and the police come, you're going to jail because you hollering and yelling.
You going to jail, son. The police
gonna
put a gun on Smoke.
Erase you off that aggression alone. They already scared of big black man, and you up here. You gonna listen to me?
You're stupid. Y'all stupid.
You're stupid. Shit is pissing me off. You know, it's okay.
My goodness, boy. Y'all.
It's okay.
But you know, this was good. I knew we needed this exercise. I knew it. I said we need it. This is what we need to talk about. It brings a lot out. You know, it brings exuberate. You know, it brings it
gets
out.
The crowd going.
It does that. But yeah, great conversation, y'all, and good answers and good pick of views. People was watching, man, and they was listening. So people, they take y'all stuff
So now we should be monetized, right? That was quick, wasn't it? Wasn't that quick?
I ain't want you this time, Monique. Hey, Monique, I ain't get you this time. It was so good. He started talking, I'm turning on like, oh.
He said, so now we should be monetized.
I'm sorry, Mo. Go ahead. You was talking, baby.
No, it's good. No, we good.
You know, like, subscribe, share. Thanks for tuning in to Clips Podcast. Anybody else got to say anything they want to say bye, hi to anybody? Or, you know, we might be a day. This might be a day to say bye to somebody. Y'all know somebody watching you. Might want to say, hey, I see you out there. Give a shout out to, you know, cousin Bobo or Pookie. You know, everybody got a Pookie in their family. Or Junebug, I think.
Yeah, Smoke, reach into that checkbook of yours and write me a check for a good $1K for yelling at me and calling me stupid today. That should replace some taxes that they took out my check today. It should be good. Forgiveness is forgiven if you send that good old $1K through the mail. I got you, Smoke.
I'll say this. I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Monique gonna be like, I like whatever you like.
That's another podcast.
I'm just trying to keep quiet so I don't get taken to jail tonight, according to Monique. So I don't want to go to jail. There might be the angry black man on the podcast. Shut up. Throw away the key.
Y'all crazy.
I think
JT, I ain't taking you too serious. It's okay though.
JT, I think I took that title tonight, man. I was the angry black man tonight.
Well deserved, kind sir. Well deserved. Bye.
I don't see Tim. Tim, oh, there he go. Tim frozen.
She'll take it. Then she'll be like, okay, try to straighten that out. Monique is going to go ahead and just, like, you know what? You got it off, but I'm going to get you back. You know, because the next podcast, she brings it up, Jack. She let you know exactly what you said. She don't forget nothing, boy. So she will get you. So if you say something to her,
Tonight, Tim, in honor of Smoke, we need to go out with the Negro Spiritual Exit song.
Oh, okay. We need the let me see. We need the slow Clips Podcast song. Like we dying.
I'm like a nigga.
Welcome to the Clips.
No, not that one.
Place to be with no time.
Wait a minute,
this is for the 1940 Smoke. We got you.
Let's talk for a while. On the Clips Podcast.
That's the one. Man, y'all crazy. Until next week, tune in.
I'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. We'll be back.
Oh, Tim, I'll be in tomorrow.
Okay, I'll see you.
On the Clips Podcast show, we'll make you